Alrighty. I realized no Spotify means I gotta figure out something for music. Let's see. Podcasting. That's terrifying. But that's also gonna drive me insane. It's going to drive me legit crazy. Is this gonna read? I don't know if this is gonna read. I also don't know. This is definitely needs attribution. This is divider line. Oh well. Okay. Well, even if I'm not really gonna replay this, so I guess I don't have to worry about attribution because whatever. Anyway, but I mean, to be legit. Background music by Divider Line. Anyway, okay. So I was working on Flyer right before this. Now we are going to make some monster stuff. Like an 8x8 inch. Cool. So I do like a giveaway monster thing or illustration or piece of art every year for, or I have been, and I'd like to do it again even though I'm really behind on everything I need to be doing. So I think, how am I going to start this? I think I'm going to try to photo bash something and paint over it. How about we do that? That's not how I usually work for monsters, but I think it will be fun. If we just, I just have to find the right pieces. Hopefully I have the right stuff. There's all people. I need like creepier reference. Oh, maybe textures and parts. Yeah, here we go. Like this kind of stuff. We'll get this bear. Get this bear going. Drop him on. So we've got a bear. What else do we have on here? Okay, that cobra skull isn't. I don't have the license to use that, so I'm not going to. Ooh, this fish guy. This seems pretty legit. We can probably use this for something. I'm just gonna like drop it on here at first, and then we'll start working to make something decent. What else? Skeleton. We've got eels, tentacles. Do these? I'm gonna do one of these eels. Maybe both of them. These just look pretty gnarly. But they're also too like easily like that's the eel. You know what I mean? I'm kind of looking for more interesting parts and shapes to like make into something new. texture-wise. Ooh, I like this lizard. Definitely need... Okay, let's just get it all. We need those bone things. We need this teeth, this bug. Okay, that should be good. Okay, I don't know quite what I want to do with this all yet, but I want to flip this layer, transform. What am I doing? I think I'm going to desaturate all of these too. So then they're going to like blend together a little bit better. What's Control U? There he goes. I knew I needed the shortcut for that somehow. All right. So we have this. Ooh. We have this weird bear thing. I have this. Oh, that crapped him. That's fine. I don't know. I'm just going to use. Maybe I'm going to use that for an eye. Like that weird hole for an eye. We'll see. We're just going to stitch together something and then we're going to paint over it using different parts that we like. No, I might just... I really want to use this fisheye. This fisheye is cool as hell. Duplicate that. Oh man, I'm going to have to set some weird, like, replay thing with this. Replay infinitively. I don't know about infinitively as a word, but all right. We will add that eye to its forehead, and then we will add another eye to this part. That's about right. Flatten these two, lower the opacity down, because this snout is coming in front of this. So we're going to just erase away, erase away. All right. Yeah, I think that perspective will sell it a bit more. I have to erase quite a bit of the eye, but this snout's coming at a pretty sharp angle, so it kind of makes sense that we're not going to see a whole lot of that eye. All right, great. We've got that. What else? How else are we going to make this thing weird? Do I need this coming in? I don't know. I'm going to get rid of most of this. Ooh, that's fun. This is just like, we'll have like an alien style mouth, but I want it to be like, nope. We're gonna tighten that up even more. Keep it, you can't compress it too much, you know, but warp. gonna have to do a lot of painting, but like that'll get us close. That'll get us close to that being its tongue. I also want it to be like not just like a straight chest burster thing, you know? I kind of want it to be that have a little bit more interesting stuff going on here. Because we've all seen the chest burster. You're like, all right, I get it. Or like the alien inner mouth. But we'll add something to it. We'll make it a more snake-like thing, you know? So we got this weird bear. I'm just gonna start condensing things because the whole point is to add texture and stuff to it. Let's see if I can add this as just playing with different mixing options. I don't know. I feel like that might. It's like currently, come on. Actually, maybe I'll use this part of it. I don't know. I don't think it looks as weird as the teeth do. We're trying to like get it to basically act as sort of like a rib cage or a spine maybe, but it's originally teeth. Something sort of like that. Turn down the opacity a little bit. I don't know. I think we're okay. Then I don't know if we need this bee thing. This could be cool though. I don't want to spend too much I mean, like, okay, to be fair, spending a lot of time getting your composition right probably will save you much headache and pain later on. I'm going to commit that, though. Desaturate that. The lighting is all effed up too because I'm just flipping things when they have directional lighting. That's one thing. If you're ever doing this kind of thing, you have to realize. See how like the light's coming from that side and that side, but on like you just got to make sure all of the lighting is like makes sense and is cohesive. Okay, that's good. I'm not going to do anything from that B. I don't know. These teeth are kind of interesting. Or like, I don't know. This part's super interesting to me. Will that be, I don't know, some weird growth maybe? I still have that one eye. I think I flattened it all. Oh, this is kind of neat. Like, the idea is that, like, maybe it's wearing, like, this weird mask thing. This bioorganic monster mask. All right. This is just a weird ass creature, right? It's like, I'm gonna get rid of this ear too. It's gonna have mostly its head is gonna be shaped by these horns and this, like, I don't know, weird skull head thing. Okay, so I'm gonna actually put all of that into a folder. I can move that around a little bit more. All right, now I can just start painting over everything. Let's see, I want this to be like, I'm trying to think now color scheme. Because I want this to be kind of a like fleshy, weird, maybe purples, reds, whites. Makes me think the background should be maybe like a sicklish yellow-green. Maybe no, maybe we don't have to go full analogous. Maybe we can do this, something like that. And we'll add the shading onto it a little bit later, onto the background. All right, now, yeah, so that probably needs to be darker. Now, time to, I'm gonna actually turn this opacity down. I'm gonna paint, and I'm gonna start off by sort of just blocking in the mass. So I get all of the stuff I really want. The darkest darks are in here. And depending on how much you want to keep true to this like initial kind of digital collage, you know, I always say big brushes at the beginning. It's harder to do that if you're getting fine detail, but if you are not focused on fine detail, and if you are just trying to get in masses and shapes, try to use the biggest brush possible. If I really wanted to preserve the texture, I could also paint this as like a color layer or hue layer, and then you could just get a lot of the colors in first, and then you can go back in. But like, I'm trying to like just actually paint it. I'm not gonna worry about getting that exact texture over it and stuff like that. So, and it's like I'm already like transforming it from a bear into. I don't think I'm gonna have as much fur. Sorry, like werewolf fans out there. I'm mainly gonna focus now onto that. So even though I have all this nice texture and drawing done from the photos, I don't like today. I'm trying not to rely on it too much. And so you might see me like I enlarged a tooth there, or like, you know, add teeth here or there, whatever, right? Like I think I might add a full like set of teeth that don't exist for bears, kind of as it goes down. Might have like extra teeth there. So I'm gonna just start like kind of layering in some local color. Just trying to get like this gum thing in. Gum area. So zooming out to just kind of get the big shapes. I don't know. I might get rid of that skeleton thing I added in there before. I don't know if it's really necessary. Maybe we will keep some fur up there. But then maybe the rest of the body will be like less furry. I don't know. We'll see. Still trying to play with everything, figure out the textures that I want everywhere and all of that. I'm like, okay, I have to establish lighting. So I'm starting to now think about that. Again, just trying to design a little bit more of an interesting shape and silhouette to this thing. I don't really like that. I want this to like loop more. Okay, we've got more of these teeth here. All right. So if we turn off that one layer, or we can always drop an overlay and then it gets all super detailed and shit, and you're like, whoa, that's super gnarly. Which is kind of fun. Maybe we'll keep some of that crazy texture, but what I'm hearing is just it's more time. Whoop, come on, brush. There you go. Kind of looks like cauliflower. I don't know. There's like mushrooms that kind of look like this, so I'm kind of realizing that, oh, maybe this thing is like a fungal infection, you know? Makes it shaggy. I'm kind of okay with that idea. Like maybe we'll... let me actually just erase that. Make it like weird fungal monstrosity. Push this darker. getting a. What I'm trying to do is get a 3 value statement on everything, meaning there's a highlight color or like a light color, and either just a local color, like that could be a shadow and or just a light area, and then a shadow area for everything. What's up, HJ Bluer? How are you doing? I am tired and overworked, but okay. Otherwise, just trying to speed paint some weird monster stuff. How are you doing today? Oh yeah, for the mouse. So I photo bashed a bunch of stuff together as kind of an underlayer. So I'll show you. So that's kind of I don't know if you can even see that. There you go. Nope. Wait. Nope. 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 Just turn that to normal. Yeah. So that's where we started, and then I sort of just turned it off. And I've been mainly just painting at this point. So, yep, that's kind of, or I think I had that maybe underneath it. Yeah. I think it makes more sense to just turn that off, but yep, that's where we are at. Totally great for monster creation, indeed. Do you do a lot of monster stuff yourself, or are you more of a... I should just ask, what kind of stuff do you do? So I think I'm going to break up some of this. So like ideally, the first idea was that bone was going to be this was going to be like a bone helmet or something, or a flesh helmet. And then I think I'm going to break it up shape-wise a bit so it looks less. It still keeps some like the original mushroom design that we were going with, but I'm going to change it up to make it look more like an infection by having the places where it's in contact with the skin be a little bit less uniform and less so clearly shaped. Stretch dudes who are OP. That's cool. And I'm just gonna assume by strong people you mean like physically strong dudes, as opposed to like emotionally strong dudes. Or strong people, I should say. Who said they're dudes. But hench folk, cool. Yeah, anatomy is like, are you like going to like a art school or anything, or taking classes? Yeah. Anatomy is like a wild thing to try to learn, just because so much of it is just like constantly painting too. Like I don't know if like there's like besides actually doing true anatomy studies where you're like, okay, I'm going to focus on drawing all of these different parts of the body and these bones and these organs and stuff, like there's not really a good way of getting better at it. Yeah, good. Self-taught's cool. um yeah, there's tons of good resources nowadays for trying to pick up anatomy and stuff and learning art. I feel so lucky that like you can sort of learn anything now online. Just like, hey, I want to do this, and then it's like, hey, yeah, this is how you can do that, and you're like, cool. Or you could take a class, or you could like, find a book or something. Okay. I want to start carving out these shapes. Do you mainly work digital, or do you do traditional too, in terms of medium? Trying to design this a little bit better. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Anatomy for Artists is a good book. Yeah, I hear you on the digital thing versus traditional. Definitely is not cheap to keep buying traditional art supplies, but yeah, it's interesting. There's like speed, there's a lot of plus sizes, plus sides, also plus sizes. Live transaction. You don't have to draw the bits. That's fair. Yeah. Live drawing is great too. It also desensitizes you for like drawing people's junk too. You're just like, cool, this is just how it is, I guess. Not that you need to draw people's junk all the time in real life, but it's like helps you think about proportion, shape, language, all sorts of fun stuff that you can get practice drawing. I shouldn't have used that white. Yeah. I'm trying to now go back in and fix this stupid, like, pale color. Oh. Yeah, that's true. You can't really, like, that's the good and bad side of it, I guess, is that it's so varied that, like, can't really wait, what is that? Okay, you might want to just like, yeah, you can't use it for measurement. because you're like, I don't know. Different proportions for different people. Trying to push this a little bit darker than it currently exists. Just so there's more depth and rendering to this. Also, given like the lighting condition, we're gonna try to push this kind of dark. Yeah, digital so much. I mean, I do a lot of work digital, but I do like traditional. It is more expensive. It is more unforgiving, especially if you mess up. But I don't know. I think these days with generative AI and stuff, it might maybe even make more and more sense to start. Nope. I want to just leave that the way it is. I want to change my brush to color. I don't want this green anymore. I want this orange, I think. Do I like this more? It's more cohesive. I don't really like it more, but it makes slightly more sense. As we're trying to bang out this dude. Okay, I'm gonna keep jumping around because I don't like staying in one place too long. Oh, sorry. The ad got you. Halloween 2025 monster. Cool. Yeah, I'm sure I was saying something. I definitely was talking. I don't know if I was saying anything of value. I think I was just talking about changing the color of that snout. Okay, now we are going to go back to a normal brush. And come create our weird crocodile mouth thing. Snake thing. Am I gonna try a food mold? Like fungi or something? Yeah, you know, that's the lion's mane is kind of what I was thinking for this thing. Yeah. That is exactly what I was thinking. Oh, most definitely. Most definitely have seen the thing. It's too good of a classic film to skip out on. You watch a lot of horror, monster movie type stuff? got it. Ooh, that's weird. Okay. Well. Yeah. If you have the overactive imagination, it can be... Horror can be tough. It's all good. Although if your fiance is a big horror person, like... I'm sure you'll eventually become one as well. I don't know. I have faith. I think it's also about finding the right types of horror movies for people. Because, like, I think there's a lot of, like, oh, horror movies is, like, this one very specific type of thing. And then you realize it's not like that at all. Or, like, that's not all horror. And I don't know. Like, that's what changed. Like, my wife really wasn't into it for a long time. And then, like, I started showing her, like, more elevated horror, as they call it. Or, like, you know, like Get Out. Or, like, a lot of the A24 stuff. Like, Hereditary and Witch. Yeah, Conjuring. And then she's like, oh, like, some of the storytelling can be great. And now she's, like, really into it, which is cool and funny. But I think she was just like, like, because I watch, like, I'll watch bad movies too, just to be like, whatever, this is a B movie, this is the dumbest thing ever, I'm just gonna put that on. And so she'd see me watch that and be like, oh, this is terrible, and I'd be like, yes, it is terrible, like, I don't expect this isn't a good movie. Like, it's not supposed to be a good movie. But now she's actually, I mean, she's just such a big fan of good narratives that she's like, what are good horror movies? And I'm like, there's no good ones out right now sometimes. And then she'll be like, damn it. So, I don't know. So you might find yourself more and more into it. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to be. I'm just saying it could happen. It could happen. So bad I couldn't. The Ginger Dead Man. Yeah, there's some wild, poorly done horror movies out there. Oh, man. The Gingerbread Dead. Yeah, that sounds about right. Although, to be fair, it's not like I'm not a super big, like, I need to watch the worst movies out there, but I think part of what, like, I made my wife watch The Room, and that was like, she was like, this is your taste in movies? I'm like, Snakes on a Plane. And she's like, nope. And I'm like, I watch these because they're funny, not because they're good. She's like, she wasn't having it. Wasn't having it. Okay. I kind of want to do, let's do some... Dog soldiers. Yeah, I mean, good scary movies are gonna get you based on, like, the stuff you do, you know, or things that you're afraid of. Like, if you're not afraid of something, like, no horror movie is gonna change that. But if you're already kind of like, oh, this makes me slightly uncomfortable. It can definitely turn things around. Okay, let's push some of the shadows more here. I actually prefer traditional in terms of like how much fun I usually have. I mean, I learned painting traditionally first. So like there's a big I have a deep love for oil painting. Even though I do that the least. I do more acrylic when I have to do traditional, just for also time and convenience sake, but I do prefer oil. But digital lets you the speed, the ability to change stuff and mock things up. It is kind of nice. Like I'm doing this a piece for a gallery show, and it's like works on paper, so I'm doing it traditionally, like no print. So I'm like, that's fine. I don't mind that at all. But now I was trying something a little new, and now I'm like, oh fuck, like I really wish I could just copy this file and then paint over it, but I don't know. Like I did, here, I'll show you. I'm doing this Godzilla piece. And it's like, it's fine, it's cool. But I wish I would have started a different way, and there's different decisions I would have made. I don't know. So, I'm tempted to I might just start over. I don't know if I have time to or not, but sometimes, and I was like, oh, are you really going to just draw that over? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I might have to. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm not super stoked with that idea, but it might be what I need to do. All right. So that's the downside of traditional. Is that sometimes you're like, ooh, I wish I could make this easier, but I might just have to do this entire thing over. Yeah. You know, like, I've been thinking about this whole thing of like, oh, like, how much should I be working digital? How much should I be working traditional? And one of my friends who's a artist for Magic the Gathering, he was telling me, he's like, I don't know, man, like, because he paints traditionally, and he's like, I don't know though, he's like, I feel like, yeah, with digital you can do more cards, but then like you don't have the originals to sell. And I guess at auction he just sold one of his originals that he did for Magic for like 10K, and I was like, yeah, that's, you would have to do like basically 6 cards to make up for that one sale, because he has an original oil painting that he could sell. And I was like, I don't know. That's not a bad case for traditional. I don't know. I think it all depends on kind of like your style and what you do and kind of like what you're into. So it's like, I don't know. I don't think there's a right or a wrong per se. It's just what's working well for you. Yeah. I think when you try to think too much about the, like, you should, I always encourage artists to think about like the business side of work and stuff, but I think if people think about that too much, you can, I don't know, you'll just, the work won't be as good because you're like too focused on that stuff as opposed to like what's the best for you as a creative. Ooh, graphic novel. Nice. That's cool. I have a lot of respect for graphic novelists. I have friends who do it, and I've always wanted to, but I've done a few like mini comics and stuff, but I like hate drawing the same thing over and over again, which is sort of the epitome of sequential work. And so I don't know. Even like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, could I do an entire graphic novel by myself with enough time? Yeah, totally. Am I going to ever? I don't know. I feel like it makes probably a little bit more sense for me to maybe write and then hire someone to do the illustrations, just because it's like it's not fun for me to do the same thing over and over again. And again, like, more power to people who do that and can do that. I'm just like, oh, I can't. I just cannot. Okay, that's too splotchy, so I'm gonna knock that back a bit. Do you know what your graphic novel is gonna be about? Hell yeah. Okay. Drop it on me. Gods can bleed. I like it already. Promo webpage, following cover art. Cool. Good plan. I just have to zoom out. I'm like detailing way too much when I should still be like focused on getting the planes in there. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Awesome. Yeah, I was like, that's a good idea for the second monitor. I'm changing the perspective on the head so it makes a little bit more sense. Traveling the world to find objects to create a god killer. Cool. What, So it's like he keeps setting himself back because he has to keep using the trinkets? Is that kind of the idea? He's assembling, like, the proper artifacts he needs? Got it. So what's his motive? Like, why is he assembling a god killer? Is there a god that he needs to kill specifically? Uh, yep, that's pretty traditional god behavior. It's like, oh, you like spilled water on me. I'll kill you. Cool. I like it. Solid protagonist, kind of like god killer guy that needs to kill some gods, man. Right? Like, nice. It's all about killing those gods. Very underdog story. What makes them OP? Is there a thing that, like, makes them especially attuned? Oh, trinkets, that's cool. Shoot a spirited dragon and then a giant growth. That's pretty legit. So is he really OP, or is he just really good at combining, like, potions to get him out of trouble that lets me be creative? Yeah, I like that. That's cool. I like that idea. That's a really cool example. So like stoic, like turned cold from the murder of his wife. Now he's like trying to get back to it. Slowly, people allow him to let happiness and light into his heart again. All good, just keep writing. That's how we all get better at writing stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna get rid of this bit of fur patch or mushroom patch for now. Might put it in later. I can't really see what my mouth is doing though, so I wanna like make sure I've got that first, and then I can come back over if I need to. I got it. One Punch Man is awesome. Oh, man. One Punch Man. I think also, like, it's already really funny in the manga, but then, like, the anime makes it, like, so hilarious. Saitama's the best. I mean, you might as well start writing it. That's cool. You don't want to wait too long. I get that you're like, you know, it's like the project you really want to, you know, knock out of the park. But like, I'd start now. I'd recommend starting now. Yeah, I mean, at least like sketching it out. You don't have to like release issues and stuff like that. Like that you might want to wait for, but like I would at least like storyboard it out, because what you're going to learn doing it this like at this rough stage is you're going to learn at least about like composition, and you're going to like as you like try to rough pencil it out so you have like an idea of like, oh, like do you like your, because writing for comics and then illustrating and doing layout and then like rendering or like making sure everything like the anatomy works and all that stuff, those are like three different skills. And if you're focused just on like the rendering part and the writing, but you're not putting it together in comic form, I find that can be detrimental to like developing that narrative for you. Yeah, I mean, and you can do like you can totally still do commissions, you know, like get consistent, like I think all of that can be true at the same time, if that makes sense. But if people know you're like working towards this story, they can get behind you and support you at a much earlier stage, and can help like promote and you know, point people your way as you continue to develop things. So I think I mean, like, it won't hurt you to just start, you know? And as you naturally grow, like the storytelling will get better, like how you do layout, your drawing, like all of it will improve. And so then if you have like early drafts, you can be like, oh, look at my early drafts, and now look at how much better these are. So I don't know. That would be. I don't even want to give you advice, but I would just say, like, don't be afraid to get started. Yeah, like you can change stuff. Like, you know, just tell people you're like working through it. You know, you don't have to be like, this is my final thing. Because I don't know anyone who would like necessarily expect that either, to be fair. Okay, I need to go. So I need to actually kind of render some of this mushroom stuff. Oh, it's already 4. I love it. You're like, I'm gonna have a bard really so he can have cool music fight scenes. And you, but see that is cool that you're like incorporating that, and I really like that because, you know, like, so like, I don't know if you've seen Samurai Champloo, but they do an amazing job of mixing like the music into the world. Yeah, Samurai Champloo is super good. And it's not like, not obviously as a One Piece fan, like, don't get me wrong, I'm down with like super crazy long arcs and stuff. Um, but Samurai Champloo is nice because it's like, I think it's, what is it, 2 seasons of 26? I don't know. It's like, it's only like 26. I think it might be only 26 episodes. 2 seasons of 13 or something. But yeah, it's super good. Yeah, Bleach has some good music. Yeah. Yeah, that's always a good moment when like You just see him like grab the sword with his two hands, and then the little thing starts spinning off. And you're like, yeah, let's go, Ichigo. Fuck shit up. Yeah. It means it's second release, I believe. Or full release is what it is. Cuz they can release their swords in different stages, and there's like a I think there's Shikai or something, which is like their first release, and so like not all of the captains, you don't see it with everyone, but uh like, or actually a lot of the times, like in the first Soul Society arc, when you see the captains transform their swords, a lot of those are Shikai, and then it's only like when stuff gets really crazy, or they like Bankai, and then it goes to like some crazy thing. Yeah. Yup. Yeah, I got it. Adds a pox on thee. This is so ridiculous. What the hell? Cool. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I gotta go get more work done. But yeah, good luck with the graphic novel. Have a good one, my friend. Peace out. Almost done with this stupid bear, too. Okay. I did make him hairy at the end. Oh well. Okay. Alright, bear monster. This has gone far too long. Oh, what's up, Mike? The cat's here. Yeah, what's the matter, bud? Oh, yeah, all my stuff's in your way, huh? You want to come up here? Yeah? No? Alright. See ya, bud. Hi, Mikey. Alright. let's finish this up. Alright. I don't even know. That's just a weird bear thing. Oh well. Well, here's a bear for you all. GG and GN, everybody. I'm off to do more work. Have a good one.